This is Mr. Martin. These are video notes for Geometry Advanced. We're in section 12.3. This is one of those topics that you're going to be using later in your math career in high school. You're going to be using this most likely in pre-calculus. So it's important that you have a pretty good idea of what's going on with this. We're going to talk about, it's called the law of sines. And it's basically a set of proportions, and we've done a lot with proportions that relates the sides and the angles of a triangle in the following way. So we're not going to really go through the proof of this. If you're interested, you could search for it online, and it's really not that difficult to prove, but to kind of save time, I'm just going to present it to you. So notice my first ratio here is the sine of angle A over A. So the sine of this angle over the side that it's opposite. So side A, or sine of A over side A, and that's going to be equal to the sine of angle B over B, which is also equal to the sine of angle C over side C. So that's kind of interesting that this works, but these ratios will always be equal in these non-right triangles, which we call oblique triangles, if you remember. And this is going to be one form of the law of sines. Now sometimes I'll flip these over, and these also hold, so I could have, or A over the sine of A is equal to B over the sine of angle B, which is equal to C over the sine of angle C. So I'm going to use the one that has what I'm trying to find in the numerator. So if I'm looking for an angle, I'm going to put the sines in the top. If I'm looking for a side, I'm going to put the sides in the top. So let's go ahead and take a look at an example. And triangles have 6 parts. They have 3 sides and 3 angles. So what I normally do, and what I want you guys to do, is make a little chart for the 3 angles. So here's A, B, and C. And the 3 sides, A, side B, and side C. And let's go ahead and fill in what I know. I know angle A is 40 degrees. I know angle B is 60 degrees. And I know side A, this is side A because it's opposite angle A. This would be side B because it's opposite angle B. And then this would be side C. So I know that side A is equal to 4. So one of the things that doing this chart allows you to see rather quickly is that I have side A and angle A. Okay? And I'm looking for angle C, side B, and side C. So this line here in my answer chart is going to be the key to helping me solve everything else. So the first thing that I'm going to do, in this case, since I know 2 of the angles already, I'm going to go ahead and find angle C. So I know that angle C is going to be 180 minus the other 2 angles, because I know the 3 angles of a triangle add up to 180. So that's 180 minus 100, which is 80. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that in. That's 80. And now all I need to do is find B and C. So again, we've got 2 different forms of our law of sines. The ones with the angles on the top or the ones with the sides on the top. I'm going to use these because I'm trying to find the sides. So I'm going to start with B over the sine of B. So B over the sine of B, which is 60 degrees. And I know I'm going to use my highlighted ratio here. So it's 4 over the sine of 40. Okay, and if I do it this way, what it allows me to do is just cross multiply one way, and then I'll get B isolated already. So then I get B is equal to 4 sine 60 degrees over sine 40 degrees. And if I go ahead and plug that into my calculator, I should get about 5.4, which I can go ahead and plug into my answer chart. Then I'm going to do the same thing with C and angle C. So I've got side C over the sine of angle C. Okay, a common mistake here is that you'll put C over 80. Be very careful there. This is a law of sine, so make sure you're taking the sine of your angle. And I'm going to use this same ratio because I know all of these ratios are equal. I'm just going to use that over again. So I've got 4 over sine of 40. Now I could use 5.4 over sine of 60 over here instead, but I'm going to use the one that was given to me just in case I made a mistake there. Alright, again, if you use the forms that have what you're trying to solve in the numerator, we only have to cross multiply one way, and we get C is equal to 4 sine 80 degrees over sine 40 degrees, which gives us about 6.1. Fill that in my answer chart. Again, I want you to do this on the test. And there you have it. We've filled out all 6 pieces of information. Now keep in mind we haven't looked at an example where you're going to need to find an angle. So let's go back up here to the formula. If I needed to solve for an angle A or angle B or angle C, in order to get that, eventually in my solution process I'm going to have to do the sine inverse to figure that out. Okay, so the second example on the next page is one where you're going to have to do that, so keep that in mind. Make sure you're asking me questions when you have them, and go on and do these 2 examples, and you can check your solutions next time you get to class. And we'll see you in the next video.